You didn't have to, grease the wheels of progress with the chicharron, but thank you.
I needed to butter up my titas, right?
Yeah, buttering us up. You can ask me anything now.
That's amazing. That's how you bridge cultures,
So I want to talk about your reaction to hearing from Steven Spielberg being interested in your life and developing it into a movie.
Unbelievable. Like pinching myself. I'm still pinching myself. He sent me an email and it was just this beautiful email. It made me cry. I want to frame it, but it was just like right now, like telling you this doesn't feel real, that, Steven Spielberg is the reason why this movie went all the way through, like to the finish line. It's incredible.
Well, I'm a big fan of his stand-up, and his ability to connect with audiences is clearer in the number of tickets he sells. It's a little shocking, and I was sort of examining it when I was first looking at this idea, and I'm like, this guy's got so much charisma and such an incredible ability to do characters and to do voices, and that's usually a good sign when it comes to an actor. Now, it's not a guarantee, because of course he had never acted in a movie before, but I was a fan. And he was also a fan of the films that I've made. And so when we met, we connected on the plan, which in my view had to be make a great comedy, because it's me and him. People expect it to be funny, so we have to deliver a funny movie first.
Me and my production company is called Crab Club. It's me, Ken Chang, the guy that wrote the script, and Jessica Gao. And it started literally just as a dinner party of Asian creatives. And one of the dinners, Dan Lin and Joe showed up and they were telling us about this project, which is exactly the type of projects we want to make, to further Asian voices, to get specific, authentic stories, and they needed a script, and we banged our heads together, came up with a take, and basically based on what Joe's stand-up and his life and all the funny stuff, and from that on, we just took off,
I'm so happy for Joe. I've known him for a very, very long time, and to see him with his good heart and his uplifting spirit, he's invited us to this amazing banquet, literally and figuratively. And he's lifted us all and sharing us with the world. I mean, he's got the juice, he's got the wind in his sails, and he's taken us all on this journey.
Yeah, it's really his generosity, that he's sharing his big break.
Light.
Yeah. On us. It sort of multiplies, from Joe to me to my friends. It's just really beautiful.
I want to talk about that mixed race identity. What are some of the challenges that happen to you when you're trying to break into the industry? What did that look like at the beginning of your career?
Well, how about at the beginning of my life? It was an identity crisis. It was like, here's my mom dealing with racism. You know what I mean? And here's my mom and dad divorcing because things just didn't feel right in the family. Then me just struggling with, what am I? Am I white? Am I Filipino? Like, white people look at me weird, Filipinos look at me weird, and it's like, what do I do? So that was a struggle, dealing with identity and figuring out what I was, and gravitating towards my mom's side because they were the ones that raised me. So that's why I hold this flag up so high, and this is why it's so important for something like this to come out, because there are kids like me, and there's kids still to this day just trying to find their identity or hear their voice, they feel invisible.
Believe it or not, in almost 40 years in the business, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Thai, I played them all. But I finally get to play my aunts and grandmother and great-grandmother and the people in my neighborhood, everybody that I grew up with, to call on that superpower and to get a great big Filipino hug from my ancestors. So this is a great treat to get to share our joy and our love and our food with the world.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think food is such a good medium to get to know someone?
Because everybody loves food, it's just like a good comedy. Everybody loves to laugh and everybody loves to eat. So I think that's a great way to bridge between cultures. And this, you told me it's called?
Pancit palabok.
Pancit palabok. I think this is my first time trying this. I obviously had lumpia, adobo every now.
I think this is one of Joe's favorite noodle dishes, actually.
This is great.
Yeah.
A little sour, but you have like a shrimpy, crabby taste.
Yeah.
Oh my God, and look at this egg with the shrimp.
The food of my people.
You see, that's amazing. That's how you bridge cultures, you know?
Jo has a catchphrase in this, and I would say if my mom had a catchphrase, she's my Filipina side. Her catchphrase would be, "I'm going to kick your ass."
Oh,
She
yeah.
always would threaten me with that.
I'm
But
going to kick your ass.
I would hear, I'm going to spank your lobot.
Yeah.
But rolling into that, like, what do you love most about strong Filipino women? I was raised by one. You guys were raised by them, right? Like, what is so endearing about that?
Taught me to fear nothing. And really, like my grandmother, my mom's mom was the go-to guy in our family. If you ever need anything, if you're in trouble, whatever, you know, my grandma was the backbone of the family. She worked at Pearl Harbor for 50 years. She lived well below her means. Like if she ever got a bill from Sears, we were on the bus to go and pay the bill at the payment window at Sears. It was just, you know, you never saw she was a pile of bills in her house. She was always responsible and salt of the earth. And I feel like that has served me well in a crazy, flamboyant, over-the-top world such as Hollywood.
My mother also pushed me. And also, you know, when I first auditioned for ballet companies in the late 70s, it was pretty not diverse. But she believed in my talent because, you know, she trained me and she would say, just get better. You have to be better than everybody and they will hire you. And I did end up dancing for some companies and, you know, and then I went into Broadway. And it was my dancing that got me into Broadway.
When you say no to me, I got to show you why you should have said yes. And that came from me indirectly seeing my mom, you know, like her being told no all the time and her finding her own community and finding her own Filipino friends and, you know, building her own like talent shows with all these Filipino parents and their kids. And like, that's all for my mom. And I see her do that, you know. You're not going to tell her, oh, no, you're not going to have a talent show. She's like, okay, then we'll make a talent show. You know what I mean? We'll do it for us. So, you know, seeing her do that hustle helped me, you know, be the hustler that I am.
I'm sending this brand new hair dryer.
If it makes your hair look like that, I wouldn't send it.
How dare you?
How dare you?
We should put them both in the box and ship it.
It's awesome to see your face just kind of looming over Los Angeles right now. You know what I mean? Is it bizarre for you to see
Yeah,
it?
man, there's 4 right in front of my house, man.
Yeah.
One in front of Universal Gate 3. Like, you know how cool that is to drive into Universal for a meeting and they not have my ID and go, it's right there, buddy.
I don't think any of us should think that we're lucky to be in that position. We work very hard, and it's time our story get heard. And we've been showing that with Crazy Rich with Shang-Chi and hopefully now with Easter Sunday, that it reflects in the box office, and that's what makes it happen. So, you know, something like Crazy Rich Asians, it just opens the door a little bit. And now it's welcoming everyone to tell their authentic stories, you know, and I want to see Filipino, I want to see Thai, Cambodia, whatever, right? Like it's all love, man. Like to me, I just want to see more authentic, specific stories.
I wanted to be an actor, and there were no Indians in the movies or in television. When they had an Indian, I mean, of course there was Ben Kingsley and Gandhi, but they, you know, the way that movie ended, they weren't going to make a Gandhi too, right? But I was like, you know, if I'm going to get on that screen, I better learn how to write movies myself. And so I learned myself how to write screenplays, and I put an Indian guy who fit my description into the middle of the movie. And then I was like, you know, I better learn how to direct, or else we might get a director and I'll hire somebody else. And so I learned how to direct, and then I raised the money. I just started making movies, and I forced myself onto that screen.
If you want to see more movies like this, go pay your money first weekend, second weekend. Everybody that you know, go and see the movie and support it, as I do when I see other people that look like me, because once Hollywood sees that we are an economic demographic to be reckoned with, then they'll make more of our stories, and we'll be cast more in other series and roles that don't even mention what our ethnicity is.
I want to make more movies. I want to direct. I want to produce. I want to hold this door open. I want more people that look like you and other people. Give them a chance to be heard and and have a voice and tell their story.
We can see some infighting between Filipinos in the mainland versus Filipino Americans or anywhere in the diaspora. I wonder if you had any words of encouragement to the community.
One, just support, you know what I mean? And understand just how hard it was for anyone of, you know, ethnicity, like anyone that has, you know, that's not the majority, you know what I mean? Just understand how hard it is and the struggle for just one person, you know what I mean? And realize that now that this door is open, we're gonna create more opportunity. But the more you try and pull someone down that's trying to move forward, you eventually close that door again. So don't close the door. It took me 33 years to get where I'm at right now. And it took my mom 51 years just to see a movie like this. Let's not make it wait another 51 years.
Family is a mess.
We're counting on you to fix it.
Bye! Ladies and gentlemen, we're all we got. So let's get the party started, baby! I got it.
Press tours are long and arduous, so I got you a little something if you want to take a peek in there. Yeah, in there.
I love it,
Just to
dude.
remind you of home, hopefully.
Yes, that's the real deal. But they ain't paying us for this anymore, so we gotta. You want to plug? You know what it is. How are you not gonna plug us, man? I'm not even gonna say your name, but it's menthol feeling, and it's a paste.
You rub it on
and
your
we rub it
chest.
on our chest.
And then you feel God inside.
Yes.
Yes.
So you need to start recognizing who spends the most on that product.